What we're going to do with this particular worksheet is sort of give it in the form of a quiz, but we're not going to collect it. It'll be a reference worksheet for you, but things you ought to know about the formulas of Chapter 3. So our first question, as we look at example 1 over here, what's the formal name of this formula? Think about it. And it's standard form of the linear equation in two variables, x and y. Question 2 is coming right up. For question 2, what is the name of this formula? Now there are a couple of other little sub-questions here. B sub 1 is, what does this letter refer to for B sub 1? And the letter B for B sub 2. So reviewing these, the letter M refers to the slope, and the letter B, the y-intercept. So in this form, where you take the standard form and solve it for the letter y, putting it in this form, this is the slope-intercept formula that we'll be using quite a bit in Chapter 3. So we'll stay on the left side of our worksheet. And going on to example 3. Now as we look at this particular formula, we see we have some x and y's in there. To start us off, what's the name of this when we have a parenthesis x comma y? What's the name of that? Right here. And then later we're going to look at that if you have two sets and one of them are the sub 1s and the other sub 2s, putting it in this arrangement, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, what's the name of this formula? And this one is the slope. And this is an ordered pair. Okay, going on to Formula 4. Now this is one we'll use in Section 5 of Chapter 3. And you might note that there is a y sub 1 and a x sub 1. And there's also an m. So for question E sub 1 here, just to help us see where we're going to put answers, what did we say this letter M was? The slope. And there's one ordered pair, which on a graph is a point. If you just plotted this, this would be a point on the graph. So the name of this comes right from what it shows. It's called the point slope form of the linear equation in two variables, the point-slope form, slope and 1 point. Now, example 5 and 6 are modifications of the standard form. There is no x in this equation, y equals b. And an example of one would be y equals 3. What is this equation, y equals b, the equation of? I started it off. If anyone knows, it's the equation of a horizontal line. Now, an interesting thing too is we sometimes see the ordered pair, instead of being written as x comma y, can be written as a comma b. And the b refers to the y coordinate. Now, when we see an example like this, since this is an equation of a horizontal line, to plot it, we take our line and put it on, or our point, put it on the y-axis, and then we draw the horizontal line. Oh, I'm a little bit off there. Let's try it again a little higher. There we go. This is the equation of y equals 3. Now, when you plot this in MATLAB, you put a dot at 3 on the y-axis and then just any other place. And we haven't done this yet, but let's take a look at what is the slope of a horizontal line. And the answer is 0. All right, looking at example 6, another modified formula from standard form. There is no y here. It's just x equals a. And again, we say the a would be our x value. X equals, let's say, a -2. And what did we say this is the general formula of? It's an equation of a vertical line. And our x is -2, so on the x-axis we put a -2, and then just a point somewhere else, we're going to make a vertical line now through x equals -2. And as we did above, what is the slope of every vertical line? And as we mentioned, it was undefined. So a couple of little things to study and keep in mind as we move forward.